Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bryan's Business World. Today we're going to talk about how to learn from other people, and in particular, how to learn from someone's life philosophy. Now, there is really an entire industry of learning from other people. We have biographies, autobiographies that have been going on for centuries, if not millennia. There's a huge number of seminars, audio tapes, podcasts. A large chunk of YouTube, even including myself, is dedicated to self-improvement and learning the lessons of other people. So this is a very widespread phenomenon in our culture, and I think it's been very widespread actually among a number of cultures and for quite some time. So the idea that you can learn from other people, other historical figures, is well known. And there's a lot of utility to that process. However, I think there's an implicit assumption with studying other people, especially successful people in different fields, that if you copy or do what they did or do something similar to what they did, you will experience a flavor of success or success equal to them. And I think that implicit assumption is completely wrong. Really no question that it's wrong. There were unique circumstances in their life. They had unique talents. They were operating in a different time and space than you are. So the idea that you could just sort of, like a recipe or out of a cookbook, kind of do what they did and learn from what they did and produce the same result, I think is just kind of from the get-go impossible and illogical. So you can't really formulaically learn from somebody's life and example, replicate it, and go forward. Now, are there things you may want to replicate or emulate, regarding someone's life? And could that be useful or extremely helpful in your life? Of course. But I think we need to get away from the formulaic sort of, carbon copy adoption of successful person X, and therefore I'm going to be successful person Y because I've carbon copied those traits or those practices or those ideas. Now, there's something that I've seen, despite all of the study and discussion and writing about learning from other people's lives. One really important topic that has gotten virtually no discussion or commentary on is learning from someone else's life philosophy. What are their guiding principles? How do they look at the world? What is their decision making? And most important of all, not just learning their life philosophy, but learning the results of their life philosophy. So for people who came before us, people around us today, their lives are exemplars in real time of the results of their life philosophy. You make decisions and do actions by a life philosophy, whether you're cognizant of your own life philosophy or not. It is what guides you, and you make decisions, you do things, you have action that's guided by this philosophy, and ultimately it produces outcomes or results in your life. So if you want to judge someone's philosophy, their ideas, look at the output or the product in their lives, the outcome in their lives. And I think that almost nobody is really looking at that. And let me give you some examples to make this a little bit more concrete. You could have a very successful business person that has been divorced a number of times. They got sued by their investors. It was widely acknowledged. They cheated their investors. Maybe they weren't held legally liable, but everyone believes, and they did in fact cheat their investors. They have a great sized bank account as a result of that, but their personal life and their reputation really is a wreck. Now, there's a philosophy behind all of that in action. What are the outcomes of that philosophy, that decision making? So you can look at person X or Y and say, okay, they hold this set of beliefs. They make decisions in that way. What is that producing in their life? And in particular, all areas of their life. So if someone's got a fabulous bank account, but they're estranged from their children, all their exes hate them, and everyone thinks they're a crook, maybe you don't want to adopt that philosophy. Maybe you don't want to have those outcomes in your own life. So, what I would encourage you is to look holistically when studying other people. Try to understand what their philosophy is, what guides their decision making, and then look at the concrete outcome and results of that. All around us, we have people everywhere, all walks of life, differing levels of success, who are real time living laboratories of the actual results of certain philosophies. And then that's out in the open. Feel free to judge it. Say, I think I agree with that. I don't like that outcome. But look around. Please look at what the actual outcomes are and then make your judgments about the type of philosophy and practices that you may want to adopt or may not want to adopt from other people. And again, in closing, as a business person or entrepreneur, this can be extremely valuable. However, I would caution that many business people are narrow-minded. They're not looking at the outcomes of certain philosophies or beliefs outside of the business realm, and that is critically important, I think, for you as a person. Hopefully you've enjoyed our discussion today, and please follow us, leave some comments below. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.